Hey guys, I just want to give a quick warning before we jump into this video. This is a real malware sample which was found in the wild, which I will be analysing. I'm also going to be analysing it completely live, and I'm going at this blind. So I hadn't previously analysed it, and for that reason, this isn't as smooth as I would have liked. I do make some mistakes, but I do manage to overcome those eventually, and I'm able to fully unravel it and deobfuscate it to the final stage. You may have noticed this video is quite long, and that's because there were 8 stages to this execution of malware. Some really interesting stuff going on. This is a purely static analysis video, so I will not be executing the malware. I'll purely be looking at the properties and the contents of the files, deobfuscating the scripts. You get the point. So, without further ado, let's get into it. I hope you enjoy. Hey guys, it's Ben, and today I'm going to be doing some live malware analysis of a sample which was very recently uploaded to MalwareBazaar. I say very recently, it was uploaded at 8:36 on the 5th of March. It is currently 10:26 on the 5th of March, so it's been up for a couple of hours. I thought it was quite interesting, so let's just dig into it, right? So it's an LNK piece of malware. This is like a Windows shortcut file. I find these particularly interesting as they can be quite deceptive, I guess the right word would be. I'll show what it looks like on a Windows host in a minute. Before I get into that, let's just quickly have a look at the hash. We can see, if I put the hash over here, it's got 10 detections on virus total. The last analysis date was an hour ago, and we can see it was initially uploaded around a similar time to when it was uploaded to MalwareBazaar. So this is quite a new sample, which is quite exciting. It's not been out in the wild for a little while. But I've got this downloaded on my Remnux host, so this is the reverse engineering malware distribution for Linux. It's got all the tools you would need if you were doing some sort of like static analysis, or maybe some dynamic analysis as well, I guess. But we've got this LNK file there. We can do some basic static analysis, right? File, we can confirm, yeah, look, it is a Windows shortcut file. We could also run strings on this, perhaps, stage1.lnk, and we can see this VBS script which is referenced. I'd never seen this before, so we could do some googling, and I have already sort of checked this out. We can see when we Google this, it does reference a LolBas page for this. So LolBas is living off the land binaries and scripts. They're basically native binaries or scripts which already exist on the Windows system. They are by default legitimate. They're not malware. However, they can be abused for malicious activity. In this case, this one can be used to execute PowerShell code in the command line. So this was new to me. I thought this was quite interesting. When we did strings, we couldn't see any PowerShell code, right? There was no PowerShell code when we did strings. We could perhaps just cat it out, and we would get the binary data, which maybe when the strings command extracted didn't pull this out, so we could cat this out. And here we can see some more sort of what looks to be PowerShell code, right? We've got that VBS script there, and then we see sort of some numbers, and then down here we've got PowerShell. We do have plain text PowerShell here, so I'm just going to copy this. We can sort of vi PowerShell.ps1. Let's just, yeah, we'll call this stage 1 PS. And we'll just paste this here, right? So we've got this PowerShell. It takes a load of numbers. It does this operation here, and then it pipes it into PowerShell. So, to be honest, I'm not really sure what this is. I could paste it into ChatGPT and find out. I'm not going to do that. But we can see it's likely taking away 557 from it. That's my guess. I may be completely wrong. What I can do is just get rid of this part here, right? I'm going to save that, and I'm going to cat stage 1 out _PS, and this is just going to give us a string. This before was piped into PowerShell, as we can see here. This alone will do nothing. This will just give us what was going to be executed. So let me just, I'm having trouble copying that. There we go. I'm going to copy that and I'll bring this over to the Windows host. And I'm just going to make a little text document and paste this here. So stage 1 PS. I do have the LNK file here already, so I'm just going to save that there. This is what it looks like when you download it. So I said it looked a bit deceptive, and this is because this looks like a PDF file. When you see this, and I will call this stage 1, this looks like a PDF file. If you weren't careful, you could easily double click on this and it would end up executing that PowerShell. We can hover over it and see that says DBS prepare a report. If we do want to actually inspect the and look in the properties, we can actually see what's happening here, and we can sort of reveal that this isn't a PDF and this is a VBS script file. For some reason, it didn't include the full PowerShell here in the target, which confused me a bit, but maybe there's like a maximum character limit, I'm not too sure. But we can see it's referencing this sync app v publishing server. If I click around, it says this name is not valid, so I did quickly double check to see if this was on this host, and if I go system, Windows system 32, sync it was called, we can see that VBS script is not there. So in this case, I can double click this, it's not going to execute it. Even if it did, I've got my network adapter disconnected, as I do not want to execute that. So we knew if we were going to double click this, it would take this string here in PowerShell, and then what would have happened is it would have piped it into PowerShell like this. But I'm going to remove this and I'm going to copy this, and I'm just going to paste this into PowerShell, as this cannot cause harm, right? It's not actually executing it, it's just giving me what that string was. So I'll paste that in there, press enter, and we can see it's using MSHTA. So this is another lol bin, and I will go to Google just to show you the lolbas MSHTA. MSHTA. Yes. I closed that MSHTA lolbas. So this allows us to execute HTA scripts, embedded JavaScripts, JScripts. This is another one of your lol bins. So this is a native window binary which exists on Windows hosts, but it can be abused for malicious stuff. And in this case, we are seeing malicious stuff. What we're actually seeing is, I'll go over to here, we're seeing it's using this MSHTA, and then it's referencing an external domain, right? An external IP to basically download and execute this. I do not want to do this. I do not want to run this, so I'm just going to copy this this URL, and I'm going to move back over to the Linux host, and then I'm going to download this so I can do some more static analysis, right? So let's wget this, download this file here. There we go, and we can see it's downloaded. We can go file on this, and we can see it's just data, so it couldn't identify a specific file type. What we could do is, I'm going to first of all move this to stage 2. We can use a tool like binwalk, and this will identify by looking at the magic bytes and the file headers what files are embedded in this. So we can see we do this, it's detected there is a portable executable, it's detected some XML, some strings, and a PNG image. So that's quite interesting, right? What we can do is just cat this open again, or strings this perhaps, that probably would be a better option in this case, or strings this on stage 2, and we can see, look, there is the XML which is detected. We can see that was the copyright string which was detected. If we go up, we can see, look, there is kernel32.dll, and then we can see some win32 API functions. So these would be associated in the so when we ran binwalk, we identified there was an executable embedded in this HTA script. This would be all about this executable. We can see something like calculator started, calculator win main, Microsoft calculator. So this is purely referencing the executable. If we scroll up above this, there is more data, and then we see what looks to be sort of perhaps JScript or JavaScript or HTA, which is being executed, and it looks heavily obfuscated. So we can see, look, there's a HTA application. I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to vi stage2 HTA, and I'm just going to paste this in here. And it looks like there is some random data here which we don't necessarily need. This looks like junk data, and I'm going to split these up a little bit because I don't think this is necessary. And then we've got that obfuscated data there. Interesting stuff, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out of this. We did identify when we did the bin walk, there was the executable. We did stage 2, bin walk stage 2. We did identify there is that portable executable, that exe file. I really want to play around with this. This is interesting to me, right? I want to extract this, and bin walk, you can go tac E and extract it, and then we'll see there is a stage 2 extracted file, and this would contain the carved out exe file. Hopefully, it doesn't always work, but we'll change our directory into this, and we'll see there's these two files, the zlib and ec2. I was expecting there was going to be more than this, so we can go file on ec2, and this just says data. This doesn't identify it to be an executable, an exe file. We could perhaps run strings on this, and we see we're getting like a load of Fs. This is not what we were seeing before with the XML and the Win32 API functions and the DLLs, which would be associated with an executable. This is just random binary data, which I'm not interested in. And the zlib as well, we can run this, and we can just see this is .zlib. This is compressed data. This isn't interesting to me at all. So it couldn't extract the exe files. So that is a bit weird, right? I didn't know why bin walk wasn't working. I'd never had problems with it in the past, but I'm just going to remove this as this is junk basically. However, there is an alternative we can use for extracting files. CyberChef also has this capability, so I'm going to use CyberChef. There we go. What we can do, we can, and I'll close down this as not necessary. There we go. We can use this on stage 2, and we can go extract files. There we go, and it will identify the file types there. We see it's identified the zlib data, which is likely to be junk, and then it's identified an exe and a PNG. So I'm going to download these two, like so. One thing I forgot to do, let me just go up. I wanted to do some look at the TI surrounding, the threat intelligence surrounding this particular IP address. So we've got this one here. That's one thing I forgot to do. Go over to VirusTotal, we'll whack that in there, and we'll see this is like a Dutch IP address. It's got 9 VT detections. If we look at the relations, it's related to this domain perhaps. Yeah, and if you look at the SSL cert, something about OpenVPN, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe this IP address also hosts a VPN. We could perhaps go on Shodan and see if this has a port open for the VPN. It could be likely. I'm not 100% sure. We'll just see if this is on here. And it is. We can see it's got SSH open, AT open, and an 843. We can see that 8443, it has a different certificate name there. I suppose when was this scanned? It was scanned fairly recently. But yeah, we don't need to dig too deep into that. We've extracted these executables, and I'm going to move from my downloads folder the extracted.exe B7. I'm going to call this stage 2 exe.exe. I'll move that to there, and then there was also the E203 stage stage2_png.png. So we've extracted the 3 interesting files from this stage 2 payload, which was downloaded. So far, if I just go through the sort of the kill chain of what's happened, you click on the LNK file. It uses that lolbas VBS to execute PowerShell. That PowerShell is obfuscated to run MSHTA with an external HTTP domain, an external HTTP server hosting this stage 2 file here. This stage 2 file contains HTA script plus PNG and an exe. I'm going to quickly do MD5 sum on the stage 2 exe. Stage 2 exe, and look at this on VirusTotal. We'll see if this has been uploaded. Bosh. We can see this is the binary for calc.exe. This is a legitimate file. This is totally fine. I've got no idea why this was embedded in that file. Honestly, I don't have a clue. Maybe somebody can enlighten me in the comments. Maybe I'll discover as I carry on digging through this malware. We'll see. There's this PNG. We can... Pardon me, sorry. Stage 2, that's why. Stage 2, PNG. There we go. We'll look here again. And this is also a PNG related to calc.exe. This is fine. I'm going to delete these two as they're not really necessary, right? So I'm going to remove stage 2 exe, and I'm also going to remove stage 2 PNG. So we've got this HTA script, which is interesting. I do want to dig into this. So can I open it like this? Yes, I can. Is this going to have some nice color formatting? It is not. That's not what I wanted to do, but that is fine. So open file. Desktop LNK malware stage 2.hda. Is this gonna... Let's see if I get... I should really download Sublime Text on here. If not, I will... I think I've got it on my other host actually. I think what I'll do at this stage is just cat this out HTA just to get some... But I may need to use CyberChef, that's true. Let's just try do some manual analysis, right? So we've got this here. I'm going to ignore this for the meantime. What we've got here is, if you go up to the beginning, we've got a load of variable assignments, and then it looks like there is string from charcode and this DNT variable. Is that what was called down here? I'm getting those drag and drop errors all the time. DNT is called down there, so it's going to evaluate what was initiated up here, which is basically a load of variables which are then replaced into here. So, sorry, a load of numbers which are going to be replaced into here, and then that's going to use the eval to actually execute that. I'm going to do this in Python, right? That's probably going to be the easiest way of me taking this apart. Whoa, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Let's clear this. I could do it in Bash, I could do it in whatever. Python I'm most comfortable in. So I'm just going to go vi deobfuscate.py. I'm going to copy all of these here. Control C. I guess it would be really easier to do it in Sublime Text in this case. Yeah, I'm going to do it in Sublime Text and then copy it back across. I'm not as that comfortable in HTA, in Vim to do the find and replaces and everything else I need to do. So let's copy that there, and then I'm going to bring this open over to my Windows box, and I'm going to go Sublime Text. That's from a previous video. I will close that down. I'm going to paste this in here, and it's a massive file, right? This is huge. But that's the end of it. And then we've got these here. What I really want to do is replace all of these I guess we could have done it in CyberChef. I could have done it in CyberChef, but that is fine. I'm here now. So I'm going to replace all of these colons, because Python will not like that, with new lines. And I could have done this in Node.js on... Okay, that didn't like it at all. Can I do special character somewhere? So, case-sensitive regular expressions. Will this do it? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm after. So we're initializing all these variables, and in this case, I'm just going to... I guess I could make it to an array, so I'm just going to say dnt is equal to... no, that's it looks like there's some sort of repeating pattern. I've just noticed the CYs go down there, CYs go down there. I'm just trying to think of the best way to do this. I could probably make this into an array and then use, I think it's either ORD, one of the functions is, like so. Just copy that down there. So we've got basically an array of a load of variables which should be replaced up here. I'm going to copy this back again because this is what I didn't want to do in here. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to cat deobfuscate. I think there's nothing. Oh, there is something there. I'm just going to remove. I'm going to echo into deobfuscate.py. Cat deobfuscate. That should be empty now. I'm going to vi deobfuscate. I'm going to go like this. And I believe if I... Ooh, that did work right. If I just, like, for example, print dnt, I think it is. dnt. This should just print out the array, Python, or print out the numbers in the array. Python 3. Yeah, this prints out the numbers in the array. I'm really doing this super poor method, I guess. And then what I want to do is convert all of these. I think that is... so if I open vi, I guess I can say for I in dnt print ord of, I think it's ord of I. Let's just see what this does. It's either ord or char. It's maybe this one, I guess. Is it ord or char? Let's do some googling, right? Python char code to ASCII. Is it this? Yeah, the ord should do it, right? Let's just start off, so if I just print I like this, it should print all the numbers. Yep, that's right. And then print ord. I don't know why it isn't doing that. Expected string of length 1, but int found. I need to I need to brush up my Python. It looks like I've forgotten a lot. There we go. Expected character found string of length 3. I'm really confused why this isn't working. I think I'm completely confuddled. I think I should be able to do this in CyberChef. You guys are probably shouting at me right now how trivial this is. Let's just find and replace. Find and replace. I could have also done it in Node.js probably. So find this, that, replace with new line. Simple string. Is it because it's so long it's taking a while? Is that why? Or is it, if I just clear this out? Yeah, it's really struggling here. Place this in. There we go. It looks like it got the output there, but it's not showing up in the input. And then is there a char code? From char code. And then this will be base 10, right? I guess we could have done it with a... Okay, I'm struggling here. Thank you for the patience. There we go. That did it. So it looks like we've got even more obfuscation here, but this is what was going to be passed into the eval. So this will be our stage 3. So vi stage 3.hda, paste that in there. But if we go back to tail on stage 2 underscore hda, we can see it looks like it's, yeah, that D&T variable was executed with eval, and this is what the D&T variable would be. This string, which we go on and do more juicy stuff with. More obfuscation. Hopefully, this time I can find a better way to do it, and I'm not so sloppy with my deobfuscation, but we'll give it a go. So we've got the cat stage 3.hda. And at the end, there's this var xss and jco, and this var muer, which uses active x new object, and it passes this into there. Jco, I'm guessing, is a function which is defined up here. So it's defined as, where is the curly brace? There. So, and then it defines this. So what I'm going to do is, I believe, is there node on here? There is. So I should be able to actually, I could have done this in probably the first place. I should be able to sort of copy and paste it bit by bit, and then be careful with what I do, because I don't think it would execute anything. This is for a Windows host anyway, but I'm sort of doing some sloppy deobfuscation here and sort of cheating. I could go manually analyze this and go through all the code, but I'm not going to. I believe I can just sort of paste that in there. I've done that wrong. I'm going to exit. I've probably killed that. There we go. I'm going to cat stage 3.hda. I didn't catch the last function. So this is the function here. This is the full function definition. Here, I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to go into Node, and then we'll sort of piece it together. So I'll define this. That says undefined. So we've defined this function, and then we're going to use it in two places. We're going to use it here, where we define this variable here, and then we're also going to use it here when we define this one. So I'm going to copy this one to begin with, and this should give me my first output. So when I go like this, press enter, that gives me undefined as well. Is it because I pasted it in twice? Let me just, goes in once. It gives me undefined as well. So I'm doing something completely wrong here. So it returns this. It should return that. I don't know why it's not. Am I going to have to manually step through this myself. I hope not. I think it is pretty simple what it's doing, I reckon. I can see it's sort of going through the loop of all the variables, so that's the input MYL, so it's taking MYL as input, and then it's taking this YSN, which is basically the counter for basically I. So I am going to step through this myself. I'm going to man up. It's only 30 minutes long so far. Stage 3.hda. I'm going to step through this myself. Let's see what we can do here. So it really tests my skills, and it looks like I cannot scroll or anything at all. Let's quit and VI this again. Okay, I think what's probably the best way to do this is just to cat this out and move over to thingy again. Can I copy from this side? Yes, I can. I'm getting all these errors with VirtualBox, which is making it quite annoying, but let's do this. So we're going to go over to here. So we've got this function, and I need to put an F there, and then I'm going to cut that off there. So that's a variable which uses it. We've got the function there. I'm going to tab that out. For var in length there. Where did the var go there? Ta-da. Ta-da. And then that goes there, and that goes there. Something like that. I believe that should be it. So it's going to take this empty string. This should be pretty easy to try convert to Python again, but don't want to do that. There's this VMS variable which is equal to the string, and it's sort of adding it along. So this is this empty string, and then it's adding it to itself over and over again, and then it's taking this input. So it will start off with the first one, it will go here, it will subtract 857 from it, and then it will get the char code. So I guess what we sort of really need to do is subtract 857 from all of these. Let's just go down here. We'll subtract 857 from each of these, and then we'll convert the char code again. So this is sort of basically identical to what we had to do last time, I guess, but we have to subtract a load of numbers from it first, and then these two variables here, and it would be good if I could get some color indenting, wouldn't it? That would make it a lot more nicer. I guess this does it. Yeah, that's better. I do want to have word wrap on though. Yeah, that's nice. I should have done it in the first place. So it's going to take all those numbers, we're going to subtract 857 from each of those, and then we're going to get the char code from it. That should be up here, right? Yes, it should. So this shouldn't be too hard. Once again, I'm going to go over to here. I'm sort of doing this very poorly. Echo 0 into deobfuscate. VI deobfuscate. And then what was this again? Okay, this was an array. I don't think that would have ended in a 0. Let's just quit. What does this end in? That's not what I want to do. (902). So 902 VI deobfuscate. I'm just going to say array equals. That looks good. There we go. So we've got the array, and I've messed it up on the end, but that's fine. I can fix that, and I may have a problem actually defining it as array. So let's just go. There we go. Array. Array. Let's just call this char array. I don't know why the color sort of stops there. I don't know if that is something I've done or whatever. let's go to the bottom. At 902. There we go. So I'm going to say for I in char array, print I minus, and then what was it again? What was that number? 857. 857 minus 857. I believe this should, if we just python this, sorry, python deobfuscate, python 3 deobfuscate, this should give us those numbers, which are the char codes, and we can sort of, is that all of them? Oh no, there's loads. Oh, there's quite a lot on this one. I hope this isn't the same thing again. There we go. There we go, copy. I think I can just paste those in there, and then char code. If I find and replace, I guess we could sort of do it. If you want it line delimited, go sort of find new line and replace with comma, and then do the char code again. Char code and base 10. From char code. And we're getting binary data here. I've got no idea why. What have I done wrong? Find null bytes, or remove null bytes. I think there's one. Yeah, I'm a bit stumped on this. I believe that is definitely what should be happening, right? Maybe I misunderstood the script here. So it takes the array in this case it would be my, and it takes the length, and I guess we can sort of replace this with what would be good JavaScript notation. And this I can say input string, MYL, input string, and I guess we call this new string, I'm GPP, new string, replace that. So yeah, and it appends this, so I'll call this new character, new char. This does look a lot cleaner, so I am making some sort of progress, but for some reason that's giving me binary data. It shouldn't be. This should be, so in this case, XHY, which is this, I believe MUA, this should just be like a shell command which is being run. But it definitely doesn't seem like that. Is it because, I guess I'm just going to try something different. I'm just going to go and paste this in here, see if I can get it executing in there. Maybe allow pasting. Can I? Yeah, and then call this function here. For some reason, it didn't work when I did it in Node.js, but it works perfectly fine there. Whew! So we did get the final stage. Well, not the final stage, but we got a stage. That is very neat. I'm sorry about how long that took. We're currently on 40 minutes, but this is some super interesting stuff. We can assume this would just be the stuff to initialize it. I can get this as well. First of all, I'm going to copy this PowerShell, which is executed, which I guess is coming on to stage 4 now. Nice. Yeah, that took quite some time, but sorry about that. Stage 4, and this is PowerShell. So that is some very dirty PowerShell. I should probably clean that up on... I could probably analyse that on the Windows host, actually. I may do that. Let's go back over to this Windows host, and let's just paste this in here and save this as stage 4.ps1. Like I said, the other stuff with this ActiveX, I'm pretty sure this would just be initializing. I could have done this in the first place, to be honest. I didn't. For some reason, when I did it in Node, it just got undefined error. Yeah, wscript.shell. So it's just getting the shell ready, and then we're actually executing this this PowerShell script here. Do we have PowerShell by default on here? We don't, and I'm not turning this online, so that is fine. Let's split this up into new lines, and it looks like unrestricted no op. I don't think that needs to be on the same line. I think it should be fine. No object. We're going to do some AES encryption. We're sort of getting to the juicy stuff now. We're getting closer and closer to the heart of this malware, digging into it. I think at this point I can probably do some cheeky stuff and not execute it, but save it till it's at the last stage, and then I'll show you what I mean. You want to get to it. I'm going to sort of manually dissect this part here, and I am going to give it some random color coding because I guess I'll give it JavaScript. It's closest you can get to it, I guess. Syntax JavaScript. Yeah, and I will view word wrap. Nice, 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 nice. I'm liking this. So we've got this variable at the top. NY. So where is this actually used? It's used down here. So this is a base64 string, which I'm just going to call this. Sorry, there we go. Call this base64 string. This could be some sort of key. I'm not sure. I think maybe this is the key actually. We'll probably be able to find out in a sec. So the key is this. So yeah, that is the key because it's base64 encoded key there. So I can call this one here the key, the AES key. Create decryptor, and then it's using some sort of memory streams here. Dispose memory stream. So this is going to sort of, I don't know. Oh, so it's gzip compressed, and where is that? So new object gzip compress, and that's that same variable down there. I'm sort of going to split this up to make it a little bit more easier for me to understand. Close. Nice, and this is all going to be piped into PowerShell at the end of it. Nice. So what I could do is, I mean, I can get rid of this. I don't need this, but I can start sort of piecing it back together. I don't know what this is actually going to execute because it doesn't look like it's a large amount. But we've got the key there. We've got the base64 string. What is this variable here done? So pass into this, and then transform final block. So this could be the data which is being encrypted. This could be the AES data which is encrypted. And then this here takes this as the command line argument, and this takes this, which is the transfer. So I reckon this is the decrypted data at this point here. and then it sort of gets it in a memory stream, and then it gzips, decompresses it, and then it sort of initializes it ready to be piped into PowerShell. Get string this. I think maybe at this point I may be able to just comment this out. I was thinking of doing this in CyberChef, but I've got a feeling I can just execute this. PowerShell. I think I can, without like causing any harm to my system, even though I'm in a VM and it's fine, I'm not network connected. This may be binary data, but I think that should work fine. If I maybe echo out what this is. Okay, that didn't look fine. Let's sort of, is it right host? What this is. I don't think that is, it couldn't have executed any malware without being piped into PowerShell, I'm sure of it. If not, I'll have to, okay, that kills it each time. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to try put this into CyberChef. I'm going to copy this across and CyberChef this. I'm not doing it on the Windows host because I'm not. I don't have an internet connection. So this is, yeah, this is like your stage4.ps1. I'm going to call vi stage4 clean.ps1. Put this here. I wish you had cat stage4 clean. So let's go back to here. We'll clear this out. Got the drag and drop errors again. This is the encrypted data, right? That is what I believe is the encrypted data. Base64 encrypted data. So let's just go through AES decrypt. So we've got the key, which is going to be in base64 again. I don't know if we have to decrypt that first or if it will accept it there. Oh, input. So I'm just going to say raw and then base64 decode this. Base64 from base64. So what have we got here then? We got the key in base64 as well. It looks like it's ECB mode. Put the key there, and then I've got some quotes around the side. It's in ECB mode. There we go. Looks like we're sort of getting some ink. And then, is there an IV? There is an IV here, and it is this. And, oh no. Is the IV, where is this from? H. And it's, so the IV is whatever this is, base64 decoded, and then I'm confused. I thought that was the data. Maybe let's just pop back over so I can actually execute the PowerShell. I want this. I want these few of these lines. I want these two, and then I want to sort of see what this is, what this IV actually is. So the IV is this here. So if I just open a PowerShell, and right host this. Is that actually what it is? I just realised before, did I put it in a command prompt, or did I? If I do this again, let me just try. I think I may have, if I put this in here, Oh! 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 There's another stage. There is another stage. I think before I put it in a command prompt and this would be piped into PowerShell. Okay, we can ignore this. We've got another stage. Jesus Christ. So we're coming on to stage 5 now, I guess. So I am going to copy this back across to Remnux. I'm a bit all over the place with this, I can't lie. Stage 5.ps1. But I'm enjoying the discovery. I'm just going to save it there, and then I am going to clean it up on... It's probably like a PowerShell job secator online, which could do that all for me. But I will continue. So I'm going to put this here. Stage 5.ps1. This really goes deep. It does. I'm very surprised at this, but it's been really enjoyable on my end. It may not be on your end, getting infuriated about the things I do. It looks like we've got a VBS script which is mentioned. This net security protocol. Let's start breaking this apart. So we've got this function here, and that literally does that, and then we've got another function here which does just that. These are small functions. Start. So I'm pretty sure that opens that up in a web browser. And then we've got another function here, die, takes new object in, and that's going to be a new line. Doon, doon, doon. And that's another new line there. That returns that, and there we go. We've got another function defined here, takes in PCB, and it looks like we're setting up some variables for perhaps a for loop. Interesting stuff. So that will go down there, for loop around there, and then we've got a final function. And it looks like on this one here, this will return this. Have I done something wrong there? Yes, I just want to clean that up a little bit. And then this function here takes that, takes the environment variables app data plus a backslash, and then I don't think this should all be a string. I think there's something gone wrong here. I reckon that is more like it, like that. If test path, and then invoke item. Okay, I've done something wrong. That oh no, yeah. If test path, and then yeah, that should be, sorry. If test path, invoke item, else, execute this, and that goes, this uses the die function as defined above, and then NTS, which is another function there, and that goes down to there. And then this DQM, where is this defined? Oh, DQM was the one at the top, and it takes the two things and it writes or bytes. I'm guessing it sort of appends two pieces of data, these two pieces of data. I'm not 100% sure. And then there's a lot of invoke item, it takes this, oh, and then that's the else there. I'm guessing that just goes down there. So is that, are these all really needed? So look, let's count. 1, wait, we've got 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, 3. Guess that does work. This is getting quite long. I'm hoping I can sort of cheat on the next one. I don't know if that should be indentated or not, but I don't think it's the end of the world. If else, if that takes that, okay, that takes that, and then what was this one here? Oh, that's just the function, so it calls this function at the end. I reckon that's going to be like the final chain of executing. I think if I interrupt that one, and I comment that out, I think I could be able to sort of see what's actually going on. So I don't know if, I think this is, so editor return 2020.pdf, and then you've got this VBS here, and we've got these functions die. So this does new object and takes this NTS, which is this function here, and this is, I guess, we can sort of replace, yeah, we can find that and replace that with 5215. 5215, replace all, sort of get rid of that. Backs equals null, so it starts off with null and then it adds characters of this for each in PCB, so this is going to loop around it. I guess we can call this I. OVF can call this I. And then it returns this. I don't know what, also TLS12, download data, new object, VKL, and this is passed into here. I reckon this is going to be a domain. When you pass it into this, I reckon that's going to give a domain. What we can do, I guess, is copy this and go back into my shell. I'm going to sort of clear screen. I'm going to define this function here, and then I'm going to call it and see what this gives me. That is not what I'm after. I think that shouldn't be this. I think it should be that. Let's try again. Let's just copy this again. I reckon that was the issue. I'm sure of it. Net.webClient. So this is just new object, and then I guess it will be the string net.webClient. So this wasn't a domain. This is used to initialize a domain. I think it's something like that. New object web, and then we can sort of replace that wherever this is used. So it's going to be net.webclient.download data from GDX. So where is this called? Because I believe where this function is called is where it's going to get the next stage. Unfortunately, I believe there is a next stage. Coming up on an hour. So let's piece this apart. We've got die down there, so it's going to call that, and then it's going to use this NTS function. I guess we can sort of manually replace all these NTSs everywhere, so I can get rid of that one now. I guess I can just copy this DYE, and I'll go in here. We got it, boys. I'm going to copy this, and we can call this one here that, and I'm going to put that in quotes. Nice, nice, nice. And I'm going to place this one with PDF file, PDF download. I cannot believe there is another stage. These threat actors have gone to some extent to obfuscate the data, but it makes it fun for me. Copy this one here, and this one I'm guessing will be the VBS domain. What do I say? So I'm just going to replace that there. I've definitely had harder obfuscations in the past. This has been quite easy to piece together, which I enjoy. So let's just apply to that one with VBS download. VBS download. Nice. I'm still unsure what this like end goal is. What is this actually setting up? So it's getting TLS ready. So this will be I don't know why it's got TLS ready. I don't know. I'm not sure. So what does this DQM do? So this write all bytes of this, which is the file name, and PDF download. Okay, so it basically writes it to disk. And this is env.appdata. So I see what it's doing here. It's writing these to the app data for the user folder. So this will be written to, like, just for example, C users James app data. I think it's like that. Let me just check. PowerShell env app data. App data roaming. App data roaming. And then in this case it will be data return. And then in this case it uses that same variable. It's going to be it's something else here. No, it's not. In this case it's going to be here. So it's writing those to those things on the disk, and then it's going to execute KIH. What does this do at the end? It takes this IKH function, which, where was this initially defined? And it starts this. And so it starts whatever this is, which is the VBS. So it's going to open this up in the web browser. What? It's going to open that up, the VBS file in the web browser. I'm pretty sure start. Well, I know if it's like a HTML file, it will start it. I'm not sure what happens if it's a VBS. Will it just execute it? I guess there's only one way to tell. So we know that's IKH. It's just gonna basically. I'm gonna call this start because that's all it does, right? I'm gonna call that start, and then in this case we're gonna call this this particular one here VBS script. So it's going to start the VBS script. I guess we could have called it this document, but we know what's going to happen. I've got no idea what's happening with this PDF, but I guess so. It's invoke iteming this. I guess that's on a new line. Bit confused on that one. Oh no, maybe it's not. I'm a bit confused on the PDF, but I know it's for sure is going to execute this. Either way, we've got these two further domains, which we can go back to the other one and see what this final stage is. So we're on stage 5 so far. So I can wget this. Damn. And where is that? Oh, it has just saved it as that. So I'm going to just cat this out and see what this looks like. Oh, has it got a... This is pretending to be some like printer driver thingy, but when really it's getting another stage down. What the heck? So let's move 140 to stage 6.vbs. Nice. And there was also that PDF which I want to check out. There we go. Wget. Oh, is this like an actual PDF? Let's just check it out, right? What can happen? Tax DNS analysis. I don't want to look at this anymore. I don't know what that is. I don't think it's malicious. I'm confused, but I'm not going to touch it in case. I don't know what it is, to be honest. Look, possibly real. So what is going on here? We've got further VBS. Let's copy this across, because this is what we're interested in. This is the malware, right? So stage 6.vbs. That's not what I wanted to copy at all. Copy. Control C. Control C. There we go. There we go. I think all this stuff here in the middle is not necessary at all. I think we can just get rid of that altogether. I see exactly what is happening here. There's a final stage, or hopefully it's the final stage. Wow. So it's going to take these strings, it's going to put them together, and it's going to execute them. So I guess I'd put in JavaScript on it. I don't think, will that kill it? Nah, that's fine. So what this is going to do, it's going to do create object PowerShell dot shell execute, and then it's going to do shell I don't know why there's a comma there, and then it's going to just run this PowerShell, which invoke REST method is just going to download this final stage. Wow, we have come far. 7 stages. That is impressive. I don't think I've ever dug that deep into a malware sample. VI stage 7. I mean, I don't know even what it is yet. I can wget it, and it's up. Yeah. So move IV to stage 7. Now, can we find out what file this is? I bet this is going to be an exe. IVP. Oh no, stage 7. It's ASCII text. Please don't say there's more. There is more. There is more. We're finally getting to where we should be, though. We're catching up with it very quickly. So this is PowerShell. So I'm gonna say move stage 7 to stage 7.ps1 clear, and then I'm going to cat stage 7. Wow. Why is this? Is that? What does it begin with here? Let me just duplicate this down again. I want to see something. Cat IV. It does start with NI for some reason. I don't know. Is that like an actual abbreviation in PowerShell that I'm unaware of? Could be. There we go. Save stage 7.ps1. NI temp force. CD into temp. Invoke web request. We're making one out file. We're saving this as auto ix, and we're saving this as script.ax. So we're downloading loads of files, and then we're starting auto ix with maybe this command line parameter, and then we're stopping the process w script. Oh, that is worrying me. There is going to be w script somewhere, but we've got loads of juicy new stuff to dig into. We've got these stuff here, really. So let's check this IP right, because I'm not sure about this. Let's I mean, I'll take all of these, I guess. I'll just copy all of this. It's probably the best idea. Go back over to this machine. I'm going to remove IVP, and then I'm going to go, what was it? Echo no into stage 7, and then I'm going to VI stage 7. I'm going to paste this in here. Let's just cat out stage 7. I do want to check, does this IP have malicious detections? I know a lot of the rest have. It does this as well. And I'm pretty sure I missed, so it starts with a 4. 45 dot. Yes, Stark Industries. If you've done malware analysis or done some threat intelligence, you would have seen Stark Industries around. We can see, look, there's that VBS document it's referencing. Let's dig back into it, right? I'm going to make a directory for stage 8 because it looks like there's a lot of stuff going on here. I'm going to move to stage 8 and I'm going to wget all of this. I want to see an executable or something where I can stop. Otherwise I'll be doing this all night. I'm 1 hour 10 minutes in. I need to move A into stage 8, and that was a large file. Please, please don't say that's plain text. File A. We got an executable. Neat. So I'm going to cat, what was it, stage 7, just so I can know what to download. And I want to download this. Wget this. And then I can wget this. Wget this. So we've got the 3 files there. Let's just see what they are. So one's ASCII text with no line terminators. One's just data. If we actually go back to what context they were used in. So this RJ1 here was script.a3. This one here was just test.txt. Test.txt isn't even used at all, so let's just cat this. So what am I doing? Cat mif. I guess we can move mio to test.txt just so we can move A to auto it3.exe and move, what was the remaining one? rj to script.a3x. There we go. So let's cat test. That looks like something obfuscated, but it's not executed at all. It's not mentioned anywhere, is it? I'm sure it isn't. Test.txt isn't mentioned. This auto it3 is, or perhaps when we actually execute auto it3, it calls out to it. Let's cat the script, right? Cat script. That's binary data. Let's file them again. Let's strings script. I'm happy we've finally got to the final stage, or at least what I know of the final stage. I don't think there's anything juicy in there. How big are these? This is a large file, and this is passed to the command line arguments to this. I'm going to MD5 sum this because I want to know what this is, and I'm not going to reverse engineer a binary because unless it was .NET, I will leave that for another day. So, what is this? Did I do all this to be adware? That would be funny. DarkGate Loader. So we're looking at DarkGate malware. Opening gates for financially motivated threat actors. So is this an info stealer? This is definitely looking like DarkGate. What is this? DarkGate malware. Is this an info stealer? A commodity loader that features with the ability to download and execute files from memory. Okay. Keylogging, information stealing capabilities, and priv-esque. Awesome. Oh yeah, typically runs multiple auto IT scripts. So is this a legitimate tool? Auto IT. Oh, it's a scripting language. So what is the file extension? I wonder if it's that .ae3x. I mean, I guess we could probably do some Google dorking, and this is getting 1 hour 15 minutes, so I'm going to come off in a second, and then perhaps do another video, as this is really interesting. .ae3x. .a3x. Auto IT compiled script. Okay, so there is a lot more which needs to we need to dig into. I'm not going to do that today, as I'm getting tired, and I've been doing this for over an hour. But there is some really juicy and interesting stuff. This took 8 stages to get to the final. It's not even the final stage. Auto IT is going to do a lot of interesting stuff we have to dig into. We could do some dynamic analysis for this instead, but I think it's been super fun dissecting and unravelling up to those 8 stages. So I really hope you've enjoyed this one. If you've managed to stick through it all, then I'll give you a massive thumbs up. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you on the next one. Cheers. So there we go, we've unravelled all 8 stages, and we've got to this last stage where we've got this auto IT free.exe. Something I made a mistake in doing when I was looking at this originally. This auto I free .exe, this is a legitimate executable. This is signed. It's for some IT automation and IT scripting purposes. However, it's also, and it can be abused by threat actors, and this is what we're seeing here. We're seeing this legitimate tool, which is signed, being abused for malicious purposes. It's like a scripting language sysadmins can use to do actions, and here we're seeing it abused, which we typically see with living off the line binaries and scripts. So something important I wanted to note. This video, I will not be including a deep dive analysis into the auto IT executable and the configuration file, which was passed in the command line arguments. That's for another time, but we can see what we end up here with is the DarkGate Loader installation. I really hope you've enjoyed this one. It was a very long one, and I'll catch you on the next video. Cheers.